One of the updated features in IRT DREAM is the new function to produce custom measures. There are a few ways you can do this. So I've just gone into the data view table and clicked a property. What we can see now, where it says custom improvements, the software has run all the improvements that could apply to this property, and also a path basically to step-by-step cumulative measures. You'll see now in this far column we have an actions column, so we can remove them, each item, if we want to see them in there. What we can also do is we can update these custom measures. So if we wanted to look at different measures and how it would impact the property, we click this drop down, and it'll give me a list. So as I scroll down here, you can see different options and different measures. You'll see there are generally two versions of each measure. One is a default, where it will just use standardized values for U values and things like that. And then the other one, where you see in brackets customized, this allows you to enter your own parameters basically for each measure. So if we have low energy lighting, we select that, and it tells me that the measure will be the installation of 100% low energy lighting. I can then, let's say we want to do wall installation, but we want to do a customized U value. So I can enter wall insulation, and it will tell me that for cavity it would normally put it to filled, and if it was solid it would normally put it to EWI 100 mil. But in this customized one we can overwrite that and say something like, well, we want to go to 0.25, and you'll see there, if I put in a value which is out with the expected range, you'll see there that it comes up with an error message. So what I can do, I'll just pop in 0.25, and then let's just say we want to do underfloor insulation as well as a measure. So we have three options. If we want to reorder these, if we wanted to see what it would be like doing wall insulation first or underfloor insulation in the middle, we can just click and drag these around. If we then decided we didn't want one of these options, we can click the minus button here and it will remove it. I'll pop that back in again. And we'll put in a value this time, so let's say 0.1. All we need to do is click submit, and it will run those calculations. So now that it's completed those, we can now see that it's run the 100% low energy lighting on its own, and it tells you what the improvement would be. So we were on 32, it would take it to 37, and then with the new custom wall insulation, 45.91, and then on this one, adding underfloor insulation doesn't look like it's made any difference, probably because this property is a flat. So we can also go back to these custom ones, and you can see the different options that we've picked. So if I wanted to revert back to different kind of previous runs, we can just click these. You will also see in the coming weeks there'll be additional options here. So some will be presets, so that'll tell you things like what you should do if the property goes void. It'll give you a list of things you should look at and what the impact would be. Or it might be you want to look at a fabric first approach, or what should you do to get your property to a C or a B, or what should you do to get it to a certain kilowatt hours kind of heat demand. So you'll see those options in there. You'll also see another button that comes in, which will be the recommendations for the property, and that will take you through the different things that could be done for each property as you go. So that's doing it one at a time. If we go to the data table, what we can also do is we can select some properties. So I can highlight them all as normal by clicking this top button, or we can select individual, deselect them. So we've just got 3 properties here, and you'll see now there's a button that says Run Custom Improvements. So when I click that, it will give me the same as we had before. The history for this one only has lighting. So we can, look at different options. If we change the heating controls, we've also got smart floor vents that will give you the saving by installing them. We can look at solar water heating. So this, you can add in the size of the array. So let's say we're going to add a 10 meter squared array onto this. Click submit, and what it will do, it will run all 3, and it will give you this custom improvement basically batch log. So depending on how many properties you're doing, it'll take more time, but you can still use Dream while it's doing that. And we can just go back a page, let it load, and then if I can find those properties that we did last time, if I click on one now, what you should see is that it's telling you that an update is pending for these properties, and we can view the progress.